At the end of the class, I was having a discussion with one of the black belts and one of the brown belts. At first, the discussion started off with me asking them, hey, what's the difference between a black belt and a brown belt? He was saying that there really is no difference. In fact, one of the things that you want to ensure that when you get your black belt, you don't want to be in a situation where you have to grow into it. Because the worst thing as a black belt is to go against a brown or a purple belt and then get submitted. Right? That's like, it's okay if a lower ranking belt gives you a hard time, but to be put in a situation where you end up submitting to a brown or a purple belt, that's bad. You don't want to be in a situation where you have to grow into your black belt. It's like if you're a brown belt, like the only difference between that and a black belt, one element is, character. The brown belt was also explaining how it varies from teacher to teacher or school to school. Some people are of the position that a black belt is somebody who can teach, who knows how to teach. Or perhaps they've won X number of competitions, so they have a certain status and belt. But the fundamental baseline rule is that a black belt should not be getting submitted by a purple or brown belt. Like, that's clear. Okay, so then the real question then is, what's the difference between a purple and a brown? That's when he was kind of like, okay, now that's a good question. That's an interesting discussion there. And he was explaining how some black belts here, they came in with the mentality that once you're a purple belt, you're a black belt. And therefore, everything that you're doing as a purple and brown is to be black. When you get your black belt, it's not that you have to grow into it. It's that you have completely outgrown your purple and brown belt to the point where now the black belt is a perfect fit and is appropriate. And then in reality, what's the difference between a blue and a purple and a white and blue?
The big eye in the sky is always watching you, hearing everything you say, seeing everything you do, forever under surveillance. You can run, but you can't hide. This is seek and destroy, only the strong survive. The big eye in the sky is always watching you, hearing everything you say, seeing everything you do, forever under surveillance. You can run, but you can't hide. This is seek and destroy, only the strong survive. This a deadly combination that'll get you caught up quick. Don't let your eyes get bigger than your stomach. Greed will hold you back. Don't be greedy like that. Learn to give more. Man, it's tough when you been poor. It's like you invisible and the whole world ignore. Starving pain, give a new meaning to the hunger game.
And this is where the brown belt said something that resonated. And he was explaining how, it's like, look, if you're a white belt, then you're learning the alphabet. This is what he said. If you're a white belt, you are learning the alphabet and maybe learning to put some of these letters together to make some words. But that's it. You do not know how to speak. He's like, once you get your blue belt, that's where you're learning to read. He's like, you're learning to put these words together and create sentences. And when you get to a purple belt, that's when you're able to actually write full paragraphs. you can speak the language. By the time you are brown belt, you are writing chapters. And a black belt, that's like your thesis, that like you can present the thesis. That's the key difference in knowledge and learning.
Sky's always watching you, hearing everything you say, seeing everything you do, forever under surveillance. You can run, but you can't hide. This is seek and destroy, only the strong survive. The big eye in the sky is always watching you, hearing everything you say, seeing everything you do, forever under surveillance. You can run, but you can't hide. This is seek and destroy, only the strong survive.